What's up? I've been meaning to discuss the St. Nola racial chant video. I attended St. Nola for 4 years, graduating in the year 2000. I'm going to talk about some of the things that I saw there. In 1996, my freshman year, I had Darren Dixon in civics class. He's now the vice principal of discipline and culture. Let's talk about some of his sayings. Ask him what if in his class. His response would always be, what if my aunt had nuts? Ask to take a test in his class. His response was always, no, nigga. Nigga is one of his favorite words. Fail a test, then nigga, you stupid. He liked to say fag and dyke too. It wasn't uncommon for him to tell students to shut the fuck up. He told the class he would open up a store called Licky Dick's, where he would sell dick and titty-shaped ice cream and have a free party every Friday night. Through the years, I've spoken to students from different generations, and I found out this Licky Dick's jokes, that's part of his syllabus. He was known around campus for talking that crazy talk. He told the class a yeast infection was when you put bread in a lady's pussy. He's disgusting. In front of the class, he's mocked oral sex with a pen. He's disgusting. He's asked, do your parents still wipe your ass? Did I mention that he's disgusting? Now, why does he want to say these things in a class full of 14-year-old boys? Dr. Phil, do you know? Dr. Drew, maybe you know. Maybe y'all can go on a field trip to the school. Yeah, like they're actually going to view this video, right? I'm so vain. After paneling students at times, Darren would ask, are you a bee freak? He's got a diarrhea mouth. Anything comes out of it. He's sick in the head. What happens in the classroom stays in the classroom. This was pre-YouTube. He's done masturbation gestures in front of the class, talked about bestiality. He said phone sex workers are really freaking men. I don't want to know how he knows that. The list goes on and on. He belongs on the third floor of Charity Hospital. This is his MO. Class starts. We'll read something out the book for 15 minutes. He never had any notes, never wrote anything on the board. Then for the rest of the class, he would start talking about some sex. I can't remember anything about civics, and I got a pretty good memory. Sometimes everybody says some crazy things, but that shouldn't be every day. He says, y'all will understand what I'm doing when y'all get older. I will never be old enough to understand that. Darren's a well-liked teacher. A lot of people like him. The students think he's funny. If you can make people laugh, that'll get you far in life. You might even be vice principal one day. It's not what you do, it's the way you do it. The principal at that time was a punk named Carl Bluen. Other teachers commonly use profanity. I've heard it all. I've heard teachers call students stupid asses, assholes. I've heard them say, stop acting like a bitch, get the fuck out of my class. I've seen them point their middle finger at the class. I've heard, y'all are acting like the hoes on the corner. Tough titty and I suck it. How many times have I heard a teacher say, y'all niggas don't know how to be quiet? Going to school there was like being in a rap song. It's an all-black school. What do you think they call us, white trash? I've heard, I'ma bust your ass multiple times every day, all day. If I had $1 for every time I heard that, I'd have enough money to build me a bank. Trump and Bill Gates would be calling me up for loans. You wouldn't think adults would act like that. The school states it promotes Christian principles. That's a joke. Yeah, we went to church and prayed before every class, but everything in between wasn't so Christian. Monkey see, monkey do. I know students who reported the teacher's language to Carl, and they said he just blew it off. Darren might be a lot of things, but he ain't stupid. He knows what he can get away with. Darren told the class numerous times that somebody reported him for his language. Then he started laughing. He stopped for 1 week, then he did it worse than before. If you weren't a student, you would have never known that he was like that. Once the classroom door closes, true colors come out. Get him, Lloyd! Get him! If you're a degenerate and you got a punk that's going to turn a blind eye, then hey, let's have some fun. If you're a teacher who's a perv, you know where to work at. Just make sure you're funny, popular, and nobody tape records you. I see that Carl is in St. Aug's Hall of Fame. Darren's going to be in there too. Hell, he might already be in there. During the spring of 2004, I wrote letters to St. Aug President Joseph Dole, rest in peace, and to Edward J. Scheffler, the Superior General of the Josephites. The letters said everything that I just said. I called Edward Scheffler. He asked if he can interview me. Of course. He said he would be in New Orleans during the summertime. He never spoke with me again. Who did I gotta call up, the Pope? That's pretty bad when you get ghosted by a priest. I'm reading the press release on the racial chant video. The school stated, "We are shocked and embarrassed that such blatantly offensive language would be used at any school event." Well, that's BS. People play games, lies, all lies. What am I going to do about lies? Tell the truth, shame the devil. I talked with some fellow alumni. When we heard they fired the football coach because of that video, we were so shocked we started laughing. They fired him for that? That's G-rated. That's Walt Disney stuff compared to what we saw. That's like firing a porno star for wearing a bikini. If you went to St. Aug when we went to St. Aug, you know that ain't right. That dog don't bark. I think the only reason why they fired him was because the tape was made public and they just wanted to save face. At a lot of places, they're doing wrong. When the news reports about the cook spitting in the hamburger, the owner fires him immediately and says, "We are surprised and appalled by this behavior." It was the manager that taught you how to spit in the hamburger. We've all worked at places where stuff ain't right. We've had those high school jobs where guys are grabbing on girls' butts. Southern Oaks Plantation. If a guest asks for a dish, just tell them it's coming in later. If they ask again, it's dessert time. Sorry, we stopped serving dinner. I got paid in cash and got W-2s with made-up numbers. Speaking of which, I got to do my taxes. In the summer of 2004, I was at the Savor Center off of Bullard in New Orleans East. I'm walking around and who do I see? Darren. When he saw me, he jumped up. His feet was off the ground. You should have saw the look on his face. It like he crapped on himself. It like he crapped all up in his pants. I don't want to commit blasphemy. I wasn't close enough to smell nothing. He left his shopping cart and he followed me around the store. So I left to go to my car, to get my phone, to call the police. But he left. He didn't even tell me hello. That's rude! I hear the former football coach is suing the school. I'm going to be speaking with his attorney, Willie Zonders. I'm going to say what I saw, and I'm not going to be the only former student talking with him. There's going to be a whole group of us. It's probably not going to do much good, but what the hell. Enough about Darren the defecating deviant. Let's talk about another pervert. From kindergarten to 8th grade, I attended Immaculate Mary. During the latter part, I was an altar boy under the priest Joseph DeWater, who is accused of being a child molester. I served many funerals under him, went many times alone in his white car to cemeteries, went to Burger King, went on altar boy day trips to Mississippi. He never did or said anything sexually inappropriate to me, not once. I talked with other former altar boys, and they said he didn't do anything to them either. It just comes down to, Joe didn't think that we was cute. Sometimes it's good to be black. Some people like strawberries and blueberries. Some people like plums and raisins. Others hate them. Some people love strawberries, but it makes them sick. Why do we like these things? I don't know. We just do. When he met us, he was older. They didn't have Viagra back then. He didn't want to get jiggy with us. Thank God. I heard that child molesters go after certain personalities. You can tell that I'm not the shy, quiet type. Never have been. Look at the facts. Two people who don't even know each other made accusations about him. Are they going to risk getting arrested for filing false charges and then risk getting sued for defamation? You do the math. Joe's a clown. Most kids don't want to be altar boys. Priests aren't dumb. They went to college for 8 years. I think Joe's supervisors don't care one way or another about what he did, but I think they care about the lawsuits. Some people have too high of a sex drive for a life of celibacy. I know through God all things are possible, but the devil makes some things possible too. I read that Joe tried to touch a boy in the back of a church. If you look at a prayer book in any Catholic church, there is an exorcism prayer. I talked to Joe about it in the past. He said, all you have to do is make the sign of the cross and the devil can do you nothing. It sounds like there's some type of demon inside of him. Joe was also the coach of the softball team. I played for him. One afternoon, Principal Buer spoke with the team. A church volunteer was planting plants. She heard some appalling language, none but profanity. Principal Buer told us to clean up our language. Joe DeWater was the main one using the profanity. I just thought he did that because he was a coach, and that's just what coaches do. He liked to talk all that noise. Ironically, he was the only adult at that school that I heard use profanity. A lot of adults didn't like Joe. They thought he was rude. The kids, we thought he was all right. I was always begging for one of Joe's cigarettes. Joe was the type of guy that's always going to try to get what he wants. I guess that's true, too, if you wanted your booty. He also taught 8th grade religion. One day in class, he talked about half-assed Christians. He said, don't go home and tell mommy and daddy, Father said a bad word, because I'm going to tell them, I sure as hell did. In our 8th grade confirmation class, we had to go on an overnight retreat for several days. All he did was talk about abortion, never about the child molestations in the church. I see why now. One night, to lighten up the mood, he did a skit where he was dressed as a pharaoh. He got a girl to kneel in front of him. He says, tell me, who do you like? The girl says, my mama. Joe says, certainly there must be one cutie. Tell me, who do you like? The girl repeats, my mama. Joe was quite the gesture. Some guys were acting bad. They were getting into pillow fights. Joe takes all the guys to a secluded bed area. And he says, if you misbehave, you will be here all by yourself. We start laughing at him. Joe yells, when you're here all by yourself and when you shit in your pants, you're not going to be laughing. Joe's 85 years old. I wonder what he did in his pants when he found out 2 guys ratted him out. On second thought, I don't wonder what he did in his pants. I know that he hates broccoli. He can't stand it, won't go near it. When he gets extradited, jailer, you know what to feed him. When your parents send you to these schools, they're trying to do right. They really are. But as the great Madonna sung it, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Have you seen the movie Last Action Hero? In this life, the bad guys can win. People are the best and worst thing about life. It's strange. After Hurricane Katrina, Immaculate Mare was completely wiped out. Even the blacktop is gone. There's literally nothing but grass. Not even the sidewalk is there. So many memories, the fair, love the charcoal hamburgers. We're watching the Saints beat everybody. Can't nobody beat the Saints. Detentions, bingos with banana daiquiris, karate, fights, physical and verbal. Many kids got their first kiss under the pine tree. I sure hope it wasn't with Joe. Spelling bees, dances, a little lanyard. Graduations, friends for life, marriages for some. Oh well. There are billions of videos on the web, and you chose to watch mine. I appreciate that. There's only so much time in the hourglass, and you chose to spend some with me. I appreciate that too. Pushing Up Roses, Channel Awesome, Cinemassacre. Y'all make the most insightful stuff. Keep it up. If I don't get a class reunion invite, I'm going to be hurt. Take care.